about anxiety because we all experience anxiety from one degree to another. Some people's sympathetic nervous systems are more sensitive than others, so we all kind of experience it differently. There are 5 things that I think might be causing your anxiety. So number 1, coffee. Coffee is causing your anxiety. So your body has these biological feedback loops that when it is experiencing something like its heart racing, then it sends a signal to your brain, which then interprets your environment and says, okay, what about my environment is causing my heart to race? And so sometimes we can misattribute those signals that we're getting from our bodies. Then our brains might interpret that as, oh, I'm so nervous because there's this cute boy in front of me or something, you know, when really your heart is pounding because you just drank a cup of coffee. So if you drink a lot of coffee and you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, you know, that might be connected. Existential angst, and anyone that's taken a college level philosophy class knows what this is. This is basically our fear of dying. We know that we're going to die. We all do. It can be hard to accept. Existential angst can result in some toxic behavior that could be causing us anxiety. It can manifest itself in different ways. Maybe you're obsessed with aging, and because that reminds you that you're going to die and that, you know, we are going to get older, we are going to get wrinklier, we're not always going to be young. Young people represent life and livelihood. It could also be that you are obsessing over someone else's death. So a lot of people that have OCD, they experience this feeling of needing to do something compulsively and repeatedly to save someone. Like they think that if they touch a doorknob 7 times that, you know, so-and-so will stay out of the hospital. I don't need to explain why death is terrifying. Okay, so number 3 is not dancing. When we dance, we're becoming vulnerable. We're accepting ourselves, we're practicing self-empathy, and we are battling shame. Shame is such a powerful thing in our lives. It prevents us from doing things, it makes us do things, and to really understand shame, we have to look at those cringeworthy moments and we have to douse them in empathy. We have to forgive ourselves, we have to forgive other people, we have to let other people forgive us. I think that when we dance, we're practicing putting ourselves out there, and we're practicing that self-acceptance that's required to ease our anxiety. Because if we're standing on the sidelines at a concert and we're not dancing and we're watching other people dance, how's that going to make us feel? When we're practicing self-acceptance, we know that the only person whose opinion truly matters is our own. And so we stop putting such great importance on what others think of us. And so we stop beating ourselves up when we're not reaching these standards that we believe others have. Move your body. Let your body go. Stop holding it so restricted. Stop being so overly aware and conscious and scared of what other people will think, because at the end of the day, it only matters what you think about yourself. Don't isolate yourself. When you feel that shame, when you feel that cringe over something that happened, share it with somebody, because they can probably top it with an even worse story that's going to make you feel 100 times better. The next thing I want to talk about is repression and guilt. Is there something that you've done that you're running from? Is there something that you need to tell somebody? Is there something you need to apologize for or speak up about? If we're trying not to think about something, then the result of that is we're going to act out in different toxic ways. The more that we get things out in the open and the more that we clear them in the air and allow ourselves to be free and to clear ourselves of all that extra baggage and release ourselves from that anxiety that's holding us back. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is social comparison. Upward social comparison is where we compare people who are maybe more accomplished than us or have gotten farther towards their goals than we have. And that kind of comparison can be helpful because it can give us goals and it can give us an idea of where we'd like to be. So that's obviously helpful, but it can also hurt our self-esteem. There's also a downward social comparison where we compare ourselves to people who are maybe less accomplished than us, and that really boosts our self-esteem, but that doesn't give us the goals that we to grow, that we need to grow. So you kind of have to find a balance, and I think really keep it in mind that you're running your own race, and people who might seem more accomplished than you are maybe suffering in other aspects of their life that you are really accomplished in and you have really developed in. And I think as well as that, I'm in my early 20s, and a lot of my friends didn't go to school, or they didn't move away, or they didn't get the job that they wanted straight out of college. And I think that it's important to say, comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself. Something else will come along for you that's meant for you. If it doesn't open, it's not your door. And if you didn't go to school, don't compare yourself to people who did go to school, because you're getting a different kind of education. You're getting a different kind of experience. So that's what employers want, is knowing that somebody knows what they're talking about, and that somebody is familiar with something, and that they'll know what they're doing. You're getting a different kind of leg up. So no matter what you're doing, you're exactly where you need to be. Don't get down about where you are. Okay guys, so that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. I hope that at least one person got something out of this video. That would mean the world to me. So let me know what you think. I want to keep the conversation going. Interested to see if anybody watched this video, if they have any opinions. Comment below. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.